A man keeps getting voicemails meant for a dead girl. He listens to everyone, then he falls for the woman leaving them. How long can a secret that sweet survive? The movie begins in a high school hallway in Texas. Jill Shaw is telling her sister Isabel everything that happened that morning. She ran into a boy named Colin Corwin, a boy she once kissed and deeply regrets. Colin makes a cruel comment about Isabel's illness. Jill does not let it go. Jill fires back hard, words fly, then fists. A full fight breaks out in the hallway. The principal is not impressed. Jill is suspended again. Cut to San Francisco. Jill is now a grown woman, and she has followed her dream all the way to the culinary capital of the West Coast. She is standing in a market, eyes wide, smelling turmeric and pistachio and everything she ever wanted. But back home, things are not good. The antibiotics are not working as well as the doctors had hoped. Jill's sister Isabel, Izzy, is getting sicker. Their mother is worried. Remember that word, antibiotics. It will matter very soon. It is New Year's Eve. Izzy wants Jill to stay home. It is her last New Year's with the family, their mother says gently. But Jill is young and alive, and she promises to be safe. She dances out the door. The countdown hits 0. Happy New Year. But Jill is already pulling out her phone. She has a knife skills test in the morning, and she cannot make it in time. She leaves, apologizing the whole way out. A few days later, Jill is at a coffee shop when a stranger with a red eye starts talking to her. He is charming in a chaotic way. He says her eyes are beautiful. She calls it pink eye. He calls it fake news made up by Big Pharma. She laughs in spite of herself. That night, she leaves a voicemail for Izzy. She describes the whole encounter, the flattery, the possible shared germs, the sheer comedy of it. She asks Izzy to call her back tomorrow. The song that plays next is quiet and a little haunting. The lyrics break off mid-line. Something is in the air, something is not right. The scene lingers on Jill's face, young and full of life and completely unaware of what is coming. Now we are inside the kitchen at Flaner, one of the most prestigious restaurants in the city. Chef Bastian, the head chef, is theatrical and terrifying. He does not want eye contact. He makes his prep team flinch on command. Jill is one of his prep cooks, and her job is to deseed and slice kumquats for 8 hours a day. She vents to her best friend over the phone. She is homesick. She is nearly out of money. She cannot move up at Flaner unless a baker quits or retires. She is one step above the janitor, according to Chef Bastian himself. Her friend jokes about flying out to take care of the baker problem in a very creative way. But the real news is that her friend is going on a date with a man called Equinox Ethan, a man who believes babies can breathe underwater. Jill calls this neurospicy. She is not wrong. Then the tone shifts. Jill gets a call from home. Her mother sounds strange. Jill asks what is wrong. The test results came back. They are listing Izzy for a lung transplant. Jill wants to fly home right now. Izzy says no. Izzy tells her she is being dramatic. This is not a movie, she says. You will see me in 3 weeks for Thanksgiving. Come home then. Jill gives in, barely. Izzy ends the call with something that lands like a hug. You are the most lovable person I have ever known, she says. If you are a bird, I am a bird, brother. Call me tomorrow. Cut to Jill on a date. The man, First Wes, is trying to manage her expectations in real time. He is down to hang, he says, but not for anything intense. The conversation immediately becomes intense. Jill ends it. She is done with this Wes. She has been inside of him for 6 months, she points out. Time is up. Then her phone rings. It is her mother. Come home right now. Jill is already running. At the hospital, the words come in pieces. Izzy's oxygen dropped. She crashed suddenly. She did not make it. Jill cannot find her. She keeps asking, where is she? Where is she? Where is she? But Isabel is gone. The funeral, Jill stands at the front and speaks. She talks about the hand Izzy was dealt and how she never complained. She talks about angels and fate and the order of things she does not understand. She talks about eating pancakes and wiggling out baby teeth and painting toenails. She talks about what it meant to be sisters. Then a voicemail plays, her brother's voice, recorded for Izzy. He says they miss her. He tells her she is more beautiful than Cinderella. He says she smells like pine needles and has a face like sunshine. There is another voicemail on a number we do not recognize. A man's voice at night, sitting on a bench looking out at the Golden Gate Bridge, champagne in a paper bag. He says he loves her. He says she was a terrible person for leaving before he could say so. He sounds like he means every word. We do not yet know who this man is. Months pass. Jill is back in San Francisco, back at Flaner. She has been gone a while. Her coworker Arthur greets her like she never left. Another colleague, Zella, checks in. Business as usual, except nothing is usual anymore. Jill explains to a man at a bar that her sister died. He says dang and then tells her his own life is amazing. Everything is working for him, he says. Jill decides she is done with this man too. She walks away. At the same bar, a stranger tells her she is easily a 6.5. A San Francisco 6.5, a Kansas 10. She takes the drink anyway. She ends up with someone that night. The next morning, she kicks him out fast. Then she leaves a voicemail for Izzy. She's very proud of herself for nearly keeping things under control. She calls herself Jillathine Shaw, Resister of Desires, almighty tamer of things she should not be taming. Her body is a sacred temple, she says. Her heart is a secret garden. But the man forgot his wallet. He comes back. He hears everything through the door. She catches him. He says he barely heard anything. She does not believe him. He has one question. What was that about a secret garden? No text from him the next day. No contact. Jill sits with her phone, talking herself out of spiraling. She says it out loud. If he is not texting, he does not want to talk to you. She is giving herself advice she does not plan to take. Meanwhile, in a parallel storyline, a real estate broker also named Wes, a different Wes, the real one, has just been handed a new work phone. The number on that phone used to belong to someone else. He keeps getting voicemails from a stranger. His friends at the taco spot are curious. He plays one for his friends, a woman talking to her sister, funny and raw and real. Then his friend figures it out. The sister is gone. These are voicemails left for a woman who passed away. His friend says he should tell her. His other friend says he should stop listening. Wes is not sure what to do, but he keeps listening. Jill leaves another voicemail. She is being ignored by a man she calls the Douchecaster. She thinks she will never make Baker at Flaner. She asks Izzy how she is supposed to do any of this without her. They had a deal, she says, like Noah and Allie. You are a bird, I am a bird. They were supposed to go through life together. Then she stops herself. She says Izzy is probably in a better place right now, probably spending time with Heath Ledger. But I miss you, she says, my lad, every minute of every single day. Meanwhile, Wes is in a meeting with his boss. There is a prime real estate spot in San Francisco. Someone is stalling on the deal. Wes has been working toward it for a while. His boss wants results. Wes is listening, but his mind is somewhere else. Jill finds out that the man she is calling the Douchecaster, Tyler Riordan, a dating podcast host, is doing a live taping the next day, and she has a plan. Izzy would know exactly what to do. When they go low, she would say, we go lower. At the live podcast, Jill raises her hand. She is in the audience. She calls Tyler out in front of everyone, the no text, the promises about England, the vanishing act. He stumbles. The crowd is with her. She drops her drink ticket on the table and walks out. The crowd is already quoting her. Later, Tyler tries to recover on stage, but Jill is already gone. She is at her bench, the Battery Spencer overlook, eating a salami sandwich and watching the fog roll in. She leaves a voicemail. She tells Izzy about a fantasy she has. Someone will sit next to her at this bench like she is Meg Ryan in a film. They will talk about the weather. She will offer him half her sandwich. Their eyes will meet and they will just know, in their bones, like how birds know when a storm is coming. Can that happen? She asks. Then a voice says, is this seat taken? She turns. A man sits down next to her. He says his name is Wes. She stares at him. This is not a coincidence, but she does not know that yet. He tries to make conversation. He is terrible at it. He keeps starting sentences and stopping them. She asks if he just had a stroke. Can he smell burnt toast? He laughs. She laughs. He just wants some breakfast taco recommendations from a local. She tells him she is not a local. She has been here a year and still has not cracked the city. He asks what her favorite thing to do here is. She gestures at the view. He says he is off to a good start. She tells him she is closed for business. Men are not her business right now. Zero judgment to the girlies selling feet pictures online, but she chops fruit now. They start over. He is Wes, visiting for work. She is Jill, boy sober. He asks about tacos. She knows Jose's. He knows Jose's. They are both from Texas. This is impossible. They both feel it. He tells her his mother passed when he was young. He does not believe in marriage. She tells him his parents are probably divorced. He says they probably would be if his mom were still alive. She does not flinch. She says no great speech starts with a filter. He has to give a speech at his cousin's wedding. He does not know what to say. She asks the couple's names. Brita and Andy. She thinks for 2 seconds and hands him a first line. You have made a believer out of me. He looks at her like she just did something impossible. He asks about her dream. She says she is the kumquat girl of Flaner. He asks what a kumquat is. She calls them tiny, annoying oranges and says she is their leader. He asks about her real dream. She sidesteps. He invites her to spend his 2 weeks in the city together as fellow Texas expats, nothing more, Scout's honor. She says she will not make out with him even if he begs. He makes no promises, but they make a plan anyway. Remember, she does not know he has been hearing her voicemails. He does not tell her. Keep that in mind. A 2-week montage, the bridge, the market, the park, the fog burning off. Jill shows him her city the way she wished someone would show it to her. He is easy to be around, which she was not expecting. Back at Flaner, another chef accidentally freezes the butter. The dough is ruined. Jill quietly suggests grating frozen butter makes the crust flakier. Chef Bastian ignores her. The other chef uses the tip anyway and it works perfectly. Jill watches the result go out without credit. Wes closes the real estate deal he flew out for. He and Jill celebrate over drinks. He asks how her day was. She tells him about the kumquat carnage. Chef Bastian poured a full batch into the trash while maintaining eye contact with her. He says the chef is just running her through her paces. She says she is not sure she is built for this. The dream, she means, not just the restaurant. He takes her on a tourist bus. The guide, Walter, panics and quits on his first joke. Wes takes over from the back. He points out the famous Squiggle Street. He talks about Robin Williams. Then passing Flaner, he tells the whole bus they are in the presence of one of San Francisco's most talented up-and-coming chefs. She's most definitely built for this. The bus driver kicks him off. He keeps singing as they pull away. She is watching him through the window with the expression of someone who just got blindsided by something they were not prepared for. That night, she cooks for him at his place. Blue crab and corn fritters with smoked jalapeno aioli. He cannot believe what he is tasting. Chef Bastian is an idiot, he says. He is sitting on a gold mine. She says there is a main course. He says nothing could top this. She says shut up and watch. She explains how she learned to cook. Her sister Isabel was sick a lot as a child. The kitchen was their happy place. 2 little mad scientists who thought they were always on the verge of discovering something the world had never seen. Then she says it plainly. My sister Isabel, she died in November. She had cystic fibrosis. She was just the love of my life. Wes is very still. He says he is sorry. She says she peaked at age 12. She would have done anything for a story to bring home to Izzy. She says she thinks she might be a little bit dead inside now. Wes says she could not be less dead inside. Then he invites her to Brita and Andy's wedding. Her overlord, Chef Bastian, will need to agree. She says she will ask. There is hope in her face. She brings out dessert, chicken pot pie with cornbread crust. He goes completely still. He asks if she made this for him. She says she had no idea if it was anything like his mother's recipe. It was a full experiment. He takes a bite. He stands very slowly and walks to the other room. He needs a moment. He comes back and tries to say something important. Jill, he says, I have been getting your voicemails. He says it twice. She is half watching Top Chef and nodding. Then she looks at him. Wait, what did you say? He says it clearly. I have been getting your voicemails. I got a new work number. The number used to belong to Isabel. After she passed, it was reassigned to me. Jill goes very quiet. He says he knows how much she loved her sister and she stands up. She does not say anything. She just leaves. He lets her go. Days pass. She leaves another voicemail for Izzy. Her specialty, she says, dessert tacos. When Izzy was very sick, the hospital kept trying to get her to eat. She kept refusing everything. But she would always eat dessert tacos. That is the one thing she would put on any menu she ever builds. That is the thing that is hers. He had also told her about the Black Lotus card, his Holy Grail collectible. The one his mother started him toward when she bought him his first Magic, the Gathering Pack. He has been chasing the full power 9 his whole life. Jill says she was going to ignore him for not having the full set, but now she does not have to. Cut to the wedding. Wes arrives. Brita and Andy's big day. His family is already suspicious. He flew to another city for work, he says. They do not believe him for 1 second. Brita pulls him aside. Someone comes along who changes the whole game, she says. Do not be so busy that you miss it. Wes is listening. Then his friends notice he still has not told Jill about the voicemails. He says he is going to, in person. He swears on his mother. The wedding. Wes gives his speech. He tells the story of Andy's alarm not going off, Brita walking in, the whole beautiful chain of coincidences. He ends with what Jill gave him that day on the bench. You have made a believer out of me. The room is quiet for a moment and then everyone is in tears. Jill is there in the crowd. She hears every word. She did not know it would land like that. After the reception, they find each other outside. She says the speech was beautiful. He reaches for her hands and says they are cold. Let me warm them up. It is quiet and easy and almost perfect. Then everything breaks at once. A familiar face at the bar. Jill's drink gets knocked. She steps back and something clicks. Her sister's number, his new work phone, the bench, Jose's, the speech, all of it. She confronts him. Why is her sister's number connected to his phone? He explains as calmly as he can. He got a new work phone. The number used to belong to Isabel. After she passed, it was reassigned to him. He was going to tell her. You have been getting my voicemails this entire time. He says yes. Things kept happening. She asks what he heard. He does not answer fast enough. She puts it all together herself. You knew about the bench, you knew about Jose's, you knew about my fantasy, the sandwich, the storm, the birds, you knew about my sister, you knew everything. She backs away. I knew this was too good to be true. I am not that lucky. He reaches for her. He says he knows how much she loved Isabel. She cuts him off. No, you do not. You would not know anything about that. He goes still. He says, you are right. I do not. You deserve someone who can love you like that, and I do not know how. She stares at him for a long moment. She says, that is crazy. You heard all my voicemails and you still do not get it. Those voicemails are not a message to the universe begging someone to love me. I do not need a man. What I need is my little sister back. She walks out into the night air. He stands in the middle of the party and does not follow her. He had the whole confession ready and he still could not get there in time. This is the lowest point. Remember it. She goes home, not her apartment, home, back to her parents in Texas. The city can wait. San Francisco will still be there. The dream will still be there. But right now she needs the people who knew Izzy too. Back at Flaner, the baker competition is finally here. Chef Bastian lines up his prep team. Today they will see who has what it takes. The challenge is a soufflé, 21 minutes on the clock. The kitchen explodes into action. Everyone panics. Jill thinks out loud, talking to Izzy in her head. What would you do? What would you do? And then it comes to her. Pistachio, raspberry coulis. She locks in. She collides with another cook. No time to stop. 1 minute left. She gets her soufflé into position just as Chef Bastian calls time. He moves along the row, tasting with great ceremony. He reaches Jill's. She tells him what it is. Soufflé pancakes with flambé kumquats, cream chantilly, and ground pistachios. He takes one bite. He is quiet for a long time. He says being a baker is about precision, consistency. Being a baker is not about desperate, frantic experimentation. Then he turns to the man standing next to Jill. Congratulations. The young man beside her wins the position. Jill is stunned. She asks why Bastian barely tasted her dish. He asks her why that might be. It comes out slowly. Her soufflé was raw in the center. She did not taste it herself before she submitted it. She knew, and she served it anyway. She knew. Then something cracks open in Jill. She looks at Chef Bastian, this man from Wisconsin named Gilbert who plays a French character and finished 4th on Top Chef. She says his real name out loud. He flinches. She tells him she did not leave her home and her family to waste one wild and precious life working for a man like him. She asks who is coming with her. She walks out. She stands on the street in the fog. Nobody follows. No one came, she tells her family later. No, they did not. She is standing there with nothing built and nobody beside her. She calls it cowardice. She means her own. Her parents throw her a birthday party at the house, just the family. Her father goes to the garage and comes back with a box. Inside is something Izzy left, and underneath, wrapped carefully, is Izzy's college fund. It is not much, her mother says, but Izzy would want her to have it. Her parents offer 2 options. She could come home, get a new apartment, maybe a job in accounting, or she could use the money to give them hell. What would Izzy say? Jill already knows the answer. She goes back to San Francisco. She gets a food truck. She parks it in the Marina District, which is the wrong neighborhood, and she knows it. It is a very soft opening, extra soft, the kind of soft where the electricity shorts out and a nearby child starts crying. But she is out there and the dream has a physical address now. Zella, the colleague who quietly followed her out of Flaner, shows up at the truck. She tells Jill the marina is the wrong spot. She says she is with her. They are doing this together. They will move to Hippie Hill for the proper reopening. A food truck montage. The city lights. The line growing a little longer each day, Jill cooking with her whole chest, Zeller running the window. The dream is small and chaotic and real, and she is building it dish by dish with her own 2 hands. Meanwhile, Wes is back in his apartment and he is not okay. His friends stage an intervention. No cousin of ours is spending New Year's alone crying to Taylor Swift, Brita says. He denies it. The whole block can hear, his friend says. He says the old Wes cannot come to the phone right now. Why? Because he is dead. Get in the shower, Wes, now. Brita mentions that Jill is doing well. She has a food truck. It is going great. She follows Jill on Instagram. Wes says he should not be looking into her life. He has already seen too much. Brita then says Jill posted about losing all of Isabel's old voicemails. She was asking if anyone knew how to recover them from an old number. Wes freezes. Felix explains that those voicemails are encrypted and probably already gone. You would need to hack into a telecom server to even try, he says. That is how you end up on a watch list, but Wes already has his hand in his jacket. He pulls out a card. It is the Black Lotus, the rarest card in the world, the one his mother started him toward, the thing he has spent years chasing. He hands it to Felix. Felix stares at it. If anyone can do this, it is him. Wes nods. Brita says softly, maybe you should just call her. Wes says she would not answer. Then leave her a voicemail, Brita says. He looks at the phone for a long time. He calls, it goes to voicemail, he talks. He tells her he saw that her food truck is doing well and he is proud of her if he can say that. He tells her he got a new work number so she can keep leaving voicemails whenever she needs to. He paid for the line through the end of next year, as long as she wants. No one will be listening, just Izzy. He says he will be at Jose's for New Year's if she happens to be around. Who needs a midnight kiss when you can smash a taco? He knows it sounded better in his head. Happy New Year, Jill. New Year's Eve, Jill listens to the voicemail in her coat. Once, then again, she puts the phone in her pocket and walks out. Same night, Brita and Andy drag Wes out of his apartment. He is wearing his feelings all over his face. They get to the party. He is distracted all night. Brita finally says she is home for the holidays. It is too late, he says. She would not be there. I do not deserve that. Maybe, Brita says quietly, life rigs things in our favor. He looks up. He goes very still. Across the crowd, through the party noise, something registers. He moves toward the window. Oh my God. His phone buzzes. A voice, a woman, says she thinks she has the wrong number. She is trying to reach her big brother Jill, who has an interview today. She says everything Izzy used to say. Condoms, wear her for protection. Simba, remember who you are. It is Isabel's voice recorded. Felix found the voicemails. Jill is somewhere else in the city listening to the same thing. Her sister's voice. It is okay if you are scared, Izzy says. I am right there with you. You feel that? That is me, brother. Get out there. Wes runs. His friends tell him he has 15 minutes. He is already out the door. He weaves through the New Year's Eve crowds, calling sorry behind him, nearly knocking over a woman with a bag of champagne. He is running through San Francisco for a girl who does not know he is coming. He finds her outside Jose's. He catches his breath. He says, I have to tell you something. She waits. He says, I love you, in a very uncool, desperate, all-consuming kind of way. He says it was not from the moment he saw her on the bench. It was before that. He means the voicemails. He heard her talk about Isabel, about the birds, about the sandwich, about the deal they made to go through life together. He fell in love with the person inside those calls. He is scared. He does not have the right tools for this, but she makes him feel brave. He says, I know you do not need a man, Jill, but I sure as hell need you. She looks at him for a long moment. Then she says, that was good, really good. Are you sure? Yes, he says. She says she feels like Meg Ryan. He starts to say that would make him Tom, and then a food cart crashes between them and the moment breaks apart and they are both laughing. She needs to step back to work for a moment. She goes aside. She calls Izzy's number one last time. And this time someone answers. It is Wes. She says she wants to ask for Izzy's blessing. He says he is going to ask Jill to move in with him or move to her. He is not sure of the logistics. He promises to watch every episode of Top Chef, even after he has seen them all. He promises to show up for every Robin dance party. He says he is sorry he never got to meet Isabel. He always wanted a little sister. He asks if she could give him a sign, somehow, if it is okay. Then Jill makes her own final call. She tells Izzy this is her last voicemail. She wants Izzy to know she is going to be all right. This Wes kid, she says, she thinks he is a bird like them. He cannot fry an egg. He is secretly a magic, the gathering nerd who claims he cannot dance. She is working on that, but yeah. She stops mid-sentence. Her face changes completely. She knows that song. It is Robin playing from the speakers at Jose's, their song, her and Izzy's song. She tells Izzy, it is Robin, like a dove with a sign that says yes, Wes. Izzy really loves Robin. She has to go. She walks back inside. Wes is there, waiting. The song fills the room. She takes his hand, they dance. The city is still foggy outside and the lights are still on and Isabelle is still gone, but Jill Shaw is here, fully here for the first time in a very long time, and somewhere we are pretty sure a bird knows.